Welcome, beautiful divine masculine and feminine darlings. This is the Seraphim Gem Gypsy, SeraFae Indigo Empress, and Shiloh Horizon. I don't plan to be here for too long. We'll see. But I do have a couple of things to share. And I will also mention, just side note, today I learned that the Freemason Society, the same people who have been illegally targeting me, one of whom was the police chief who was the master before he got demoted after I exposed him. It's supposed to be a secret society, you know. It's not so secret when you're targeting people like that. But they reached out and tried to recruit some of my immediate blood family to join their little cult. And when that particular family said no, they started targeting this person too. Subsequent side note, as of the last couple of days, as of the last week, give or take, which we've known, this is not the first time they've done this, and I did warn and pick up that it would possibly be happening again for some people. But as of this week, there are karmics making fake profiles or accounts or messaging people claiming that they're me. And they messed up actually when they tried this again, because this time they reached out to somebody who I had not actually been in contact with. But then this person reached out to me. After this karmic pretended to be me and contacted them, they reached out to me. And so they were trying to take advantage of the lack of communication between myself and this person, I would say, because there hadn't been communication between us. But what happened was, since they reached out pretending to be me, that person who I wasn't speaking to also reached out to me. Again, they thought that they would take advantage of a lack of communication. It backfired in their face because now there is none. 11:11. So they were trying to cause a rift or take advantage of a potential rift in a situation or relationship, and what they did was cause a situation to mend it instead. Checkmate. But also now people know what they're doing, because this is a person, this person that I wasn't in communication with, who sees exactly what I've been put through the last number of years, because when they wouldn't join this little cult, these people started doing it to them. And when I said, yeah, what you're describing is what I've been dealing with for years and what I tried to tell you about years ago, they said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's hard to fathom and believe for some people until it happens to them. But I did warn people. When they don't have us to target, or we have removed ourselves from the situation, and they can no longer use you as a puppet or an ally, guess who they're going to turn on? Every time. Blue Falcons. 422. I don't deal with people like that. If people are willing to talk trash about others like that, or flip on people like that, you don't think they'll flip on you or talk badly about you the second you turn your back or leave the room? You're sorely mistaken. It's a character statement. Pick your friends and company wisely. Cheers. 444. Now this topic is a little bit more complex than that. There are a few more details than that, but that's your summary. Moving on. I am almost finished with a new full set of nails. I've been busy, so I've been getting some other stuff done and had yet to pull out the acrylics, but I'm going to do that. I've a schedule to keep tomorrow, and I don't know if I'll have time to do it tomorrow. I don't really want to do it tomorrow, so I think what I'm going to do is just vibe it out a little bit here and do it tonight. We'll see how that flows. But in the meantime, let's pull some cards. I will also do some Reiki, and I have a song. Got 2 more nails to do. But the ones that I've done, rose petals. I don't like the way that that's picking up. Hold on. Pearl in the center of a rose. This one was also for my grandmother. Her middle name was Rose. That one broke. You see, I've got to do an acrylic there. She passed within the last couple of years. There's a palm reaching out for these flowers. And then it's kind of like 3D roses, holographic roses. Somebody says, that did break. Yeah, it's okay, right in half. Not a huge deal. Actually, it split probably a month ago, but I repaired it. I knew it was only a temporary repair, and eventually it did finally crack off the rest of the way, but regardless, that was that. And then the last one on this hand is, somebody says, what is that clicking? You know, I'll pull those out too. Grateful, lucky, love. My Nana Rose. And then these spinal column opening up into almost a chrysanthemum flower here. Somebody says it looks like staircase, kind of. It's a spinal column. And then you've got baby, doll. But the 3 of them together, it's a scene. You see, hold on. And you set the 3 of them together. It's like kissing skulls. They're third eye to third eye, nose to nose, cheek to cheek, and looking at each other. These crystal blinged out their eyes. And then there's the back of this one's skull. The back of there's the back of this one's skull, and then the back of this one's skull with the filigree at the bottom. Baby doll. My Nana. And then I've got 2 more to do, but I'll do those in a little bit. As far as the clicking or the clinking, somebody keep asking, what is that noise? It's a good question. Actually, I have a full set of them. These are just the highest pitched ones, and I keep them in a smaller bag, separate from the others, but I do have them all. They are tuning forks. You see. On screen, they get very loud. it's your ears. I'm not really prepared to play with these tonight, but we'll do that soon. Now that you know that I have them. So here's that song. Somebody says, I'm glad that you have those. Yeah, I was given a call to show them. I don't feel like that's for a whole lot of people, but there's someone or a few people in particular that either need to hear this, need to know this, or are glad to know that that is something that sometimes we do here. So come back soon. We'll play with those. This is Kate Hudson's Live Forever. She is typically an actress, but she also does sing. Hello. Welcome. How are you?
It was you and me forever. Can you share a little time? If you can, I'll give you mine. Story of my life and lover. He was everything to me, and then soon there would be three. And you came and changed my life. Oh, I was just a little girl, dove deep into the world. Thought I could take it on. Hey.
You landed. You were flying? Are you traveling? I think my lighter just died. Never give up. Never give up. Yeah, she did. Kick the bucket. Which is so funny because I'm over here with, I still have to do these ones, these last two, but I'm over here with almost a full set, and these ones are in kind of honor of, not kind of, fully in honor of my grandma, whose middle name was Rose. Oh, no, you're good. No, I just got on a little while ago, actually. But interesting. Lots of adventures then. Was that for work or just because? Canada. Interesting. Business. But then also over here, just as a side story, I was picking up a second download while I was doing these ones, right? The skulls. There's cat hair on my hands now. Okay, like the back of this one skull, back of this one skull, and then there's a vertebrae over here opening up. It's like the brain blossoming into a flower, that brain stem. And she was a nurse too, so this was right up her alley. She would have loved these. But they had, my grandparents, even long before, like when I was a kid, they had burial plots already picked out, paid for. She already knew where she was going to be buried, like pretty much when I was born. And so she also was this like diehard, hopeless romantic. She was so sweet. And she loved the ocean. She just wanted to live by the beach. They lived right down from the beach in Florida, actually. They have a place up here, but also down in Florida that they would go in the winter. And then she clipped this out of which one was this? Maybe a People? Yeah, People magazine. She loved those. Also, she would always send me to the store to pick up her, not Reader's Digest, what were they? You know those soap opera digests, the one that tells you like what soap operas are playing that week? Well, she clipped this out of her magazine because she said that their relationship and how they were very into each other and would spend time together and go on adventures, and they just loved to be in love with each other. They loved to love each other and weren't shy about it. She said that this reminded her of Mr. Meeker and I, certainly before he died in 2016, but she gave this to me. This was in 2021, this edition, so a few years later. And he died in 2021, or he died in 2016. But in 2021, she loved him so much. She was still thinking about him and how we were good together. So, hello, love. How are you? That's where these are from. That's what these are. I have to redo this one, but we'll get there. I've been a busy lady. My nails have been the last thing on my priority list lately, but I've still been making a point to do them. Just have had other stuff first. Worth it though. How's everybody? I need another lighter, don't I? Let's finish this song as well, and I'll pull out some cards. There is Abundance Reiki, there's Parallel Reiki, there is, I heard this earlier too, and I've been doing so even off screen just for myself. I just heard Vibe Tribe Reiki, but I picked up Support Reiki and Ally Reiki again. Was it this morning or maybe yesterday? Still been making a point to self-care and get myself in check. You know what? I think we're going to make some tea too. Somebody says, what kind of tea? Sleepy time. I don't usually drink this at night, but I want some. I think I'll make two. I think I'll do half sleepy time, and then I've got this giant box up here that I keep in Tupperware because I can't get it locally, but I can get it online. So when I get it online, it comes in like 6 packs. Jet lagged. Oh. But as far as flavor-wise go, I think this is probably my favorite. It's straight up, I don't like lemon cake, but I like this. And this somehow tastes like lemon cake. I don't know exactly what it is in it. Apple, green tea, or no, green rooibos, orange peel, chamomile, rose petals. Oh yeah, okay, so here we are. With the roses. That's funny. Licorice root and ginger, and it doesn't taste like licorice root. I'm not a licorice girl. When I was when my daughter was an infant, I was breastfeeding her, but the person I was unfortunately trying to survive was really stressing me out, and it was diminishing my milk supply. And so I drank this disgusting, nasty-ass tea. Pardon my French, but I don't really care. So gross. Like, vomitous. It tasted like black licorice. And if you like black licorice, then that's not a problem. But I do not. I do not like the taste of it. So I would plug my nose and chug 2 glasses a day of this crap. And, I mean, it worked-ish, but really I could have gotten it down and more of it down more consistently if it wasn't so nasty to me, and that probably would have helped. Also, not being in a horrible abusive situation would have helped. But the problem was then I would either get the hiccups, or if I got like if there was like if I chugged it too fast and there was an air bubble, when it would come up, it would taste like black licorice. And so that's gross. That was, no, we didn't do that for very long. Now there are things like what are those called? Like, they're like breastfeeding cookies and stuff you can make. They're nutritional cookies, and you add certain stuff in it that's really good for milk production and hormones and stuff. I didn't know about that when I was trying this mother's milk tea. So, no. Disclaimer on the licorice root. I'm not a licorice root girl. I'm not a black licorice girl. But I think it might be the little bit of licorice root in there that gives it this slightly, I know it sounds weird, but slightly buttery flavor. If you've ever tasted lemon cake, it's kind of like a pound cake with lemon in it. Usually it has an icing on it, either kind of like a confectionery sugar-based icing, or it has some citrus in it. Sometimes they'll flavor it with lemon or orange or something. Yeah. Yeah, lactation cookies, that's what they're called. Please Google lactation cookies. Goodness knows I wish I'd known about them a decade ago. Yuck, licorice. Ugh. You know, it's funny though, my mom loves that flavor, black licorice. Like, she prefers real black licorice. Couldn't be me. But it's delicious. And I think it might be the little bit of licorice root in there, but you get the lemon and it's a little bit sweet, mild, sweet, but there's almost this little bit of like a buttery flavor that kind of rolls across your tongue. I don't even know how to describe it, but it works. And it actually tastes like lemon cake. And I'm not a lemon cake girl, but this is fantastic. And I like it all year round. And you know what? I've been giggling to myself all week, actually, because I tend to avoid caffeine, coffee specifically, especially for the caffeine, but also it's very acidic, and it just, for a few reasons, I avoid it. However, there's this one brand of pumpkin spice, or it's not even pumpkin spice. It's very just pumpkin based. It's less on the spice and just more pumpkin-y flavor. And I love this. It's a good brand, but it's very seasonal. And so I have had a bottle of pumpkin spice coffee in the freezer for, gosh, probably since October. Just in case I want some someday, I can unthaw it. And it's there. I don't think most people would think to do that, but I did. And it's the one I want when I want it. And I wouldn't be able to buy it again until next October if I wanted it. But now it's in the freezer. When somebody says, that won't freeze well. Yes, it will. Freezes just fine. You don't think I've done that before? First of all, I tried it. I had 2 in there at one point. It wasn't recently that it was used, but I have experienced and experimented before. Don't even try me. This is my kitchen. You're in my tea corner now. Kind of joking, but also not. Here's the song.
Ups and downs, I know you will survive. But if you need me, well, I got you. And I'll try to cut you down to size. Broken hearts will heal, they just take time. But if you need me, well, I got you. You, I got you.
Okay. Somebody says, who is that? Kate Hudson, Live Forever. Ever seen How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days? That would be Kate Hudson. She usually, you see her as an actress rather, but she's actually a good singer too. Fuego. I think I need to re-up my supply. I've only got 2 left. Or I could just get more lighter fluid for my refillables. That would work too. There's a karmic crying. Why are you crying? Because nothing we did worked. Everything we tried to target you in regards to has fallen short. We've been defeated, they said. Yeah, well. Okay. Anything else? I hope you feel better. Remember to hydrate. Hold on. Why am I seeing like baking soda bicarbonate something? Does that help with jet lag? It's like Alka-Seltzer or something. I don't know why. Help. I don't know. I'm very confused. I'm getting a download. Ping! Right in the center of my forehead, but I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just picking it up. Hold on. Let me fact check this. I just know what's coming off. The spiritual press. Maybe somebody was drinking. I don't know what this is about. Alka-Seltzer in its original form is not directly marketed or intended for treating jet lag symptoms. However, Alka-Seltzer Energy Boost is a supplement that contains ingredients like B vitamins and caffeine, which, mind you, we just talked about coffee and stuff. Be careful if you need to sleep, which can be helpful in managing jet lag related fatigue and sleepiness. So the Alka-Seltzer Boost is the B vitamins. Oh yeah, be mindful of this has caffeine and guarana. It says, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Also, it says that as a side note, melatonin is a well-known treatment for jet lag, helping to regulate sleep-wake cycles. Now, I would say that probably they're not advising taking this if you're trying to stay awake. Like if you need to recover from jet lag, taking a nap, a little bit of melatonin, this might help. That's what this is saying. I can't imagine they would be advising melatonin if you're trying to break the sleepiness. That would have the adverse effect. But B vitamins and caffeine, if you're like jet lagged in the morning or something, or in the afternoon, and you still have some stuff to do, or you're getting off of the plane and have a business meeting or something, it says that Alka-Seltzer Boost might help. Maybe just for future. I was curious about that. Somebody's asking, what am I going to do with my other nails? Lily on one, and I think another skeleton and flowers on the next for now. I'll do my little Fox in the Hen House set next week probably. But I got it logged in my noggin. Anything else? Okay. That's weird. what is that? Insane clown posse I'm hearing? Oogie boogie something. I'm decided to assume I've got a karmic watching me if I'm hearing that. Yep, there it is. 3022. I know right where that's coming from too. Oogie boogie something. Hold on, I think it's ICP. Woogie boogie woogie woo. What creeps?
You're
Okay, there's a dog commercial, pet food commercial. Also, it was a Blue Buffalo commercial. Now, I'm not saying anything about that brand, but as a side note, oh yeah, of course, look. As a side note, I'm picking up all the downloads now. Let's plug this in and make this tea. The buffalo is another kind of reference for, it's very similar to bull. Have you ever seen a water buffalo? They look like bulls. And actually, they might actually be the same. I don't think they're the same, but I think they might be related. Yep, they're not quite the same, but they are both related, kind of like cousins. They're in the same genus line, meaning that they both belong to the bovine family. Bull is a male species of cattle, while a buffalo, like American bison or American buffalo, or African rather buffalo, interesting, are members of the same family. And you know what? I spoke to someone the other day in, I think it was South Africa, for a good, at least an hour or more. And while it started out as a quick, basically a business related conversation, that was the short beginning piece of it, and the short end piece, there was about an hour long of recognition that we were both going through very similar treatment, down to the targeting of children and the judicial system not even taking facts of abuse into consideration when just handing women and children over to very unstable and violent people whose parents eventually even realized that we were telling the truth about them, and after helping protect them and enable them in continuing the abuse for so long, end up having to call the police on their own kid, which means that they shouldn't have been helping enable that grown adult in targeting women and children, but they did. And so I hear that, because you mean someone in South Africa has the same story as you? Yeah, I'm telling you, this is not a small scale issue. Abuse does not discriminate, just domestic abusers do. Thank you very much. Welcome to my TED Talk. Congratulations for making it this far. Also, lots of love and prayers and shout outs to her. And any children, anybody who needs help. Let's do this. May we work to heal the division which separates Earth's children one from another. May we peer through the mists of deception which hide and deny violence, mists enclosing those who suffer. May we not allow the misuse of our fellow souls to hide in broad daylight. When we see the afflicted, however they may be afflicted, may we not shrink away. May we not blame suffering on the one who suffers. May we be courageous enough to perceive suffering and compassionate enough to attend to the voices of those who suffer. Somebody says, what is this? It's on my website, the Litany for Domestic Abuse, sufferers of domestic abuse, those who've been through it, those who've escaped, those trying to survive. When we see prejudice, when we hear evil speaking, when we witness the rough hand or the scathing word laid upon the helpless or innocent, may we resolve to work towards unity and justice. May we not turn away from the wounded head of the abused. May we not accept the twisted reasoning by which the oppressor declares himself the victim. The victim. Let our gratitude for good fortune in our lives lead us not to complacency. but to awareness of those whose lives are shadowed by abuse or neglect. May we not ignore the signs of deceit or denial that hide brutality. And in all things, may those who suffer ever be able to approach us, find a kindly ear and a supporting hand. May we witness for love and justice at every level of relationship. May we nurture a keen eye and strong and loving heart for any who fear the hurtful rod, the cutting voice, the uneven hand, the chain of oppression, great or small. May we reach out in honesty and love. Hold on. I'm picking up, I'm picking up bananas also for jet lag. To combat jet lag, focus on foods rich in tryptophan, magnesium, and melatonin. Interesting. While prioritizing hydration, consider including foods like cherries, bananas, kiwis, and complex carbohydrates like oatmeal and quinoa. Well, that also would include bananas, yeah? Oh, there it is. See, this is to help you sleep, to like nap off the jet lag. Bananas, rich in magnesium and potassium, which helps. I hear, how are you doing this? It's medical mediumship, uh, which help relax muscles and improve sleep quality. I'm not making it up. The karmic's like, I don't believe you. Dude, it's right here. Oops, sorry. It's very loud. I'm just Googling. That's all. You're weird. And bananas were right there. I told you I picked it up. Oh, also look. Ginger. Quinoa. I have in the cabinet. I was getting ready to make some stuff with that actually. Vitamin C. Ah, look, an herbal tea. As I knocked you into my teacup and my tea corner. Yeah, avoid caffeine and alcohol. Those can interfere with sleep and worsen jet lag symptoms. Exactly. There's also a reference of it says argon anti-jet lag diet. Diet involves alternating between high protein breakfasts and lunches with high carb dinners. I would say that that's probably for people especially who know that they are going to be traveling or that do a lot. But yeah. Foods like eggs, Greek yogurt, whole grains will help regulate your body's production of melatonin and stuff. It's complex carbs, probiotics in fermented foods, water-rich foods like watermelon. Okay. Here. So back to the song. Creepy, weird, lurking karmics. These are the ones that play with the witchcraft and paint their faces as in this stupid clown makeup and they think they're like magical magicians. No, they're not. They're just stupid little criminals, and that's that.
Out of the raging storm, in the dead of night,
Bitch, I am a storm.
the ravenous, blood-sick creature searches.
Yeah, they are ravenous and, what is it, bloodsick, bloodthirsty. Their teeth are falling out. Look at this. Did you hear the disapproval in that one tone? I heard it after it came out.
Through the hideous darkness it lurches.
Yeah, they're hideous and their darkness. Twisted, sick, and twisted minds.
By death itself. Only the satisfaction of slaughter will cause it to return to the darkness from which it came.
Can't even. The song is awful. Like the whole energy behind it is just cringe. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. Not good. They have bad taste in everything. Also music. I hear this. Hilarious. Oh, they're so mad. How mad are you, Karmic? So mad! Well, I guess you're going to stay mad and die jealous then, huh? 4022. Next. Sometimes I feel like a star, but only strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where this takes us. I'm throwing back these doubles. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas. I'm burning sour down for all the days I pissed in cups. On my own grind, I'm a rebel to the system, cause their system sucks. Living out a life that most people will see and fiend. And everyone's a rapper, but ain't. No. That's just what I mean. You tried to run fast after it, and you went out of steam. This feeling is supreme, yo. She's a rebel 'cause she never done what she should. I've got a lot of style and I've got a lot of taste. Sorry, bro, you have neither. You got to chase. Chill, slow your roll, find yourself in who you are. Truthfully, it's gravy. Every man alive is not a star. My oh my, how bizarre. You can talk shit all you want, but see your hoe is whack. You just don't know it yet. We could hold a bet. Then you go and get. Fuck off, I don't care what you think of me at all. I'm reckless because I'm young. And I might be a rebel, but I revel in it all. So if you're trying to book me for your party, schedule in a call. She never does what she should. She's a rebel 'cause she never. She's a rebel. Because she doesn't do what they tell her to do, and they don't like not having the control they thought that they had. Checkmate. I had somebody who either helped others oppress me or tried to oppress me themselves or enabled others and tolerated other people oppressing me apologize to me today. I did tell you so. I keep saying this deck, which doesn't surprise me. I'm a little bit curious about this energy. Somebody says, make your tea. Tea's being made. I didn't say the last part. And shut up. No, I will not be doing that. I will be making tea, though. But only to sip it and spill it. Wish I hadn't done that. Yeah, frankly, I think we all do. Ended up causing nuisances for yourself, trying to be nuisances to us, didn't you? Now you're in trouble for it. What a pickle you put yourself in, eh? Why do you lurk? Just to get your feelings hurt, karmic. Lurk, 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 lurk. Just to get your feelings hurt. You must be really bored with your life, huh? Can't relate, bitch, I've been busy. So busy I haven't even had time to finish my nails. You goofball, go get a hobby. I'm not it. Stalking isn't it. It's a crime, not a hobby. Anything else? Yeah. See, they wanted to, I don't know, see what we had going on. Digging around in the spiritual realm or trying to hire practitioners to do it. But there's nothing to dig up. There's no dirt. They don't have any protection and they're ungrounded. That's why they chose to do things like that. Oh, yeah. And their little spy tactics that failed, that's blowing up in their face. People know what they're doing now. Mm-hmm. If they were trying to cause father wounds or exacerbate them, that's backfired on them. In some cases, this is like fallen masculines or karmic masculines being exposed or doing the targeting. In other cases, this is referencing, it's in reverse, the divine masculines coming through. Yep. Because the divine masculine and the divine feminine, she might not want to deal with these other people, but she's open to connecting with him. Yep. Because they're on the same wave. There's no need for them to protect themselves from each other. That's so funny. Right. And he's helping protect her. You know what this particular sign of this particular masculine energy I was picking up was? This fallen masculine, or this karmic male rather, was a Taurus. So right there, the earth sign. But it's in reverse. Why? Because he is being cast out. Oh yeah. So that's a demon, little demonic karmic masculine earth sign, but it's a non-factor because of this divine masculine. Look, see, X is trying to prey on the downfall of your new love interest, but it's backfired. Why? Because the divine masculine and feminine are on the same page. And so this narcissist has no ground to stand on, nothing to hold on to. They've got nothing. They're nothing. They're no one. They're not important, not relevant. So clear your space. Take time away from these losers. And these people were trying to cloak their own energy so that people wouldn't know what they were doing while trying to throw spells or block people, but that's been backfired. And again, they've been seen as these psychotic, obsessed people that they are, and they're being cast out. It's not out of hate, they're obsessed. But they're also unstable, and their little root chakra attacks didn't work. But they can't clear out the karma that they're catching for trying. Somebody says root chakra. Yep, could be money, could be messing with your kids, home, family stability. Your root chakra is one of the first chakras to develop in childhood. So anything in relation to kids or family in relation to childhood, something about healing of the inner child I'm picking up too. Split the deck. They thought that they were going to be slick. No. Nick. Trying to manipulate their way in. No. No. That's a no. Nobody's listening. Great. Like I said, these are people who tried to separate family dynamics, cause separation issues between counterparts. But their attacks either didn't go out, they didn't even leave their own aura, or they were immediately sent back and backfired. Anything else? Oh, they're so upset. You know what I hear? There's heart chakra Reiki. So I feel that. So this is to combat that. And then also, why don't we do a full chakra workup alignment actually while I'm here? Might as well. Just make sure everything's good. Yeah, cat's getting hairball as I say that. Expansion in the ear chakras too. There's Halo Reiki coming through. Halo, Halo Reiki. I love that one. Ooh. And then realignment Reiki specifically. So if there are misalignments in the body, this doesn't have to be within the musculoskeletal arena, but can be. This could just be, let's say your hormones are out of balance, or your sleep schedule or something is out of balance, nutrient levels are off. This is just about helping regulate those. No, of course, if it's something like nutrients or it's negative sleep patterns that are affecting these things, it does require you to do the work and get the proper nutrients you need, get the sleep that you need. But this can help shift any energy around that was keeping you blocked from doing that, or help move you into a more positive energy to be able to better focus on doing so. It's a free will choice, but you'll have some help. Something about the legs too. I'm picking up on somebody who, I don't know exactly what that is. My first inclination was to say that might be diabetes or something, but something about the legs. Somebody having issues, maybe like circulation issues or something. I don't know. But anyway, that whatever that is being cleared out too. There's just energy around it. And whether it's the illness causing the negative energy, or the negative energy affecting the being in the body to the point where it's developed into a physical illness, is kind of irregardless. It's all energy. Even in the cells, in the physical body, the cells are constantly producing, emitting, burning, releasing, creating energy. It's all about energy. Even the mitochondrial function, it's all about energy. Cheers. Glutathione, also something to understand. The biotech company that I am partner in, the flagship product that we make, allows your body to produce its own glutathione and antioxidants, actually. Oh, goodness. Did you hear that spinal column just realign? That was a bone clicking. Told you. I think it's so funny. This karmics get so freaked out. Samara! That's what I have been hearing, picking up every time lately, like the last couple of weeks, that comes up, because this karmic has gotten it in their head that I guess I remind them of. It's like they did somebody dirty, and she's coming back to what they perceive as getting revenge. I'm just seeking justice and collecting what's mine, at that money that was taken or withheld illegally, or children that were held hostage, and moving people out of my way that were trying to block me from my destiny path. So it's none of their business. It was mine anyway. I'm not taking anything from them. I'm just taking back what they took from me. That's all. There's the difference. But as far as the movie with the ring, it's a innocent young girl, and she was mistreated and then left for dead, and she comes back. I don't know, something about a few things. Sometimes when I dance or when I'm busy and my hair kind of falls in my face, I heard emo. Emo. I'm pulling up with an emo chick that's broken. Is that Black Bear? I think it's Fuck You by Black Bear. And then also the clicking bones, I believe, in that movie also. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but when she climbs out of the well, you can hear her bones realigning or clicking around. And the whole thing with her, the movie is about people accidentally finding this DVD or passing around this DVD that has this image of this ghost girl on it, it's Samara. And right, she was tossed in a well for 7 days by her evil stepmother and left for dead. And so the curse is that when people watch it, death comes for them, or really it's this ghost girl, Samara, comes for them 7 days after they watch the video. And so she was left in there to die for 7 days, and eventually she did, of hypothermia and starvation. We just talked about nutrition. And then also, these people tried to freeze people out. They wanted people homeless, or they tried to create such cold-hearted environments that it was pretty icy, even metaphorically speaking. So all of that, all of the synchronicities, I picked up some of these a few days ago. I've been picking up a few since then, but it's freaking them out. And I think it's hilarious. I heard something about their dreams are being haunted too. Isn't that funny? After all the times they tried to send incubus and succubus spirits to mess with our sleep. Now their dreams are being haunted, really? Sure it's not your guilty conscience? I hear, no, it's your ancestors. Yeah, I bet. Because they're not happy with you. And my grandmother will kick your ass. 5922. Bet. So why am I putting a lily when I do finally do this acrylic on this finger? Because you get to merge the roses and the lilies. Thank you very much. Look, Brooklyn on this signpost. So there's New York here. Also, another thing, speaking of that, hello, I've been picking up is a dream prophecy. Now, years ago, I was speaking to somebody on the phone in New York, and this was a good friend of mine at the time. And sometimes we would have like phone Skype nap dates. And one day we were just on the phone FaceTiming and been dealing with a bunch of stuff, abuse and all kinds of stuff. And I started dozing off. We were just both kind of doing our thing on screen. I think I'd been working on some paperwork and she was doing something where she was in New York. And we were on FaceTime, but I heard body doubling, kind of, yeah. And so I hear you felt safe to sleep with her. Yep, on screen. I did. And so I kept starting